I am live. I am okay. Live. Of course. We're responding now. So, welcome pre-Christmas celebration, ladies and gentlemen. So, I thought I'd give you a little taste of the 11th house this week. And hello, salam alaikum from United States to Pakistan. Salam alaikum. मेरा नाम बादशाह खान है. कॉफी मेरा मजहब and ज्योतिष मेरा ईमान. So, got a couple of things to share before we get into the 11th house things. I recorded a very beautiful session with my guru, my Jyotish guru, Kavindra Rishi, Jeffrey Armstrong, which I'm going to upload on Monday, on Christmas Day. It's like a Christmas Day gift for you guys. Now, let me tell you something about this video, and I discussed that in this video, in that video as well, that you're gonna watch on Monday. But let me tell you, what he talks, whatever he says, that video, it's not him, it is Saraswati actually transmitting the words through him. And you're gonna find one of the most sacred and the most under rated limbs of the Vedas, without which Jyotish is a failure. You're gonna see, he's gonna show you how did a guru translate the knowledge of Jyotish to their shishya, their students. And it was beautiful. But, well, I know this about him since like 2012 and 13. But I finally, talked him into sharing this information publicly. So he's going to be coming on Monday to share that. And then the other thing that I want to talk about is 2018. Woo, man! I'm going crazy with 2018. And no, this is not booze. This is coffee. I don't know if you guys can see it. See, it's coffee. I have to be up because I've got a flight to catch in the morning. For work. Yes, I'm flying and working even on Christmas. But 2018, I'm gonna bring something very unique. A very creative project that just came out of nowhere in my head. As you know, originally before even I got into astrology through this medium, I was actually doing photography. I was doing fashion photography. Okay, so by watching, some of my old photography that I had stored, like I have done all kinds of fashion photography, and I was just looking through my portfolio. It just came up. I was looking for something else. I'm like, oh, look at my pictures. And I guess it's Mars and Chitra that really just, brought me across my old photographs, and I suddenly got motivated. And I'm like, it just in a split second, in like a jolt of lightning, I got this brilliant idea of using photography, a still image, perhaps even some short movies, but a still image, a way to show you the in-depth meaning of a nakshatra, the constellation without which you can't really make any spot predictions. What do I mean by this? If you know the painting, remember the painting that I showed you in Sedona? We did the what do you call, the Last Supper painting with Vic Dakara, myself, our Dr. Ocean Pie. It's known as kind of like a Renaissance period, where a painting wasn't really a painting, but it was like a clue. It was like a puzzle. It was like something beautiful. So I'm going to do that in 2018. And just to show you a little teaser of that, and this is something that I just did as a test shoot. And I'm like, oh, this is pretty good just even as a test shoot. But I'm going to do a detail of it and I'm going to show you. And you're going to have to guess. You're going to have to study it yourself, decipher it yourself. What nakshatra is it? What are the things in the photographs that are showing the nakshatra? So if you look at this photograph, as you probably saw this on the thing, it says guess the nakshatra, which I put on my Facebook post. So I'll just do this as a, and this is not just a picture. There's a lot more. I mean, this is just a test I was doing to show like a beaten down, Vietnam War soldier or something. Um, but there's missing pictures that I still have to take, which I'll take in a week or two. And then I'll post it for you. I'll make a different series. I'll show a little documentary behind why I'm doing this. So you guys can guess which nakshatra this is. Okay? I'm sure out of 27 people who answer, one of them will get it right. So, this is just a fun way of using creativity with astrology. Okay? So, this is, I'm going to do some of these projects. Okay? The next thing that I'm also going to do is I'm figuring something out really big, which is with making predictions without any planets, just looking at the chart, the ascendant, and you can make predictions. And I just got it. Sitting on a toilet, I just got it. I'm like, oh man, this is crazy. And actually, I haven't even discussed this concept with the Pi team. I have to discuss this with them because it involves, the constellations. But you can actually look at an ascendant and even time the event. Like, okay, at this particular age, this would have happened. So I'm getting to it. I will share it. Okay, I'm not gonna be like that. We're doing that whole wealth thing. I'll just show you guys, and then you guys go figure it out and test it. Okay. So it's gonna come in 2018. And especially this picture that you saw, I'm actually gonna make a short movie on this, maybe like a 10-minute movie. I have to get the sandbags, and I have to make an army barrack, or not a barrack. Well, I mean, what do you call the sand dunes for the soldiers to hide in? Um, so I'm gonna try to do that. Now, there's other things that are coming, and I've finally have completed the Ketu movie script, and I will finish it in 2018. I will film it, produce it, send it in 2018. So, without further ado, let's talk about the 11th house. What is the 11th house? Okay, so 11th house is a house that basically is known as the house of gains. Gains, like liquid gains. And this is literally the gains that you get from the marketplace. Look directly opposite to 11th house is what? The 5th house. 5th house is speculation. Stock markets, investments, cinema, okay, sports betting. When you do something there, the opposite reaction happens in the 11th house. So the 11th house says, okay, what you invested, are you going to reap something from it? Are you going to get something from it? Okay. That's what the 11th house means whenever you hear the word liquid gains. So liquid gains does not mean like, you're going to get a rain of, cash money from nowhere. No, it shows the result of your investment, what investment you're putting. I mean, what is it that you're creating? What is it that you are betting on? This is why, and I will show you how, 11th house is actually the house of children as well. Because 11th house or 5th house is the children. Meaning you invest in your children. See, why do we have children? We don't have children just because we are lonely and we want to create some beautiful version of ourselves. Okay? Automatically the body. See, everything in our body is automatic. We think we're in control, we're not in control. Everything in our body is automatic. The heart beats by itself, and the intestinal, the food moves by itself. The hair grows by themselves. Nothing that we have to do. And this is the reason why body automatically says, okay, reproduce, reproduce. Why? Because you're going to need someone to take care of you when you're old. And this is why we create kids. It's our investment. We do speculative investment of creating these things called children. These monsters who run around all day with their dirty diapers and who put toys in the toilet, and it cost me $600 a plumber. That investment, we're hoping that it'll give us liquid gains at one point and support. 11th house is the house of support. Support system. People who support you. Whether it's a friend, acquaintance, a neighbor, your boss said, look, I got your back. I support you. That's 11th house. So children become that 11th house. 11th house is the house of recognition, achievements, and awards. Why? Because 10th house is a house of karma, action. What action are we doing? What action are we putting forth into the world? Are we robbing banks? Are we jumping on strange, hikers and stabbing them and taking their money and everything? Or are we fighting for poor people's rights and animals' rights? And are we fighting for, the human rights and civil rights? What are we doing? That's a 10th house. So when you do something, what is the reward of that? Even the bad person can get a reward. A bad person can shoot you in the middle of nowhere. Nobody will ever know. Get your money, whatever you have, $200-$300, run away. And that's their award. They achieved something from their karma. But of course, karma is going to be coming back and repaying. They're going to have to repay that. Because people are stupid when they think that they can steal something. It's not going to happen. This is why even I'm going to bring Dr. Pi on this, is about gold. Like, never steal gold. If you steal gold, that's like all the planetary energy just goes to zero when you steal gold. Now, even if, let's say, you buy gold from a legitimate source and it's stolen, right? But the thing is, you don't know if it's stolen, and your intentions weren't there to buy something stolen. Your intentions were, hey, I want to buy some pure gold. I want to buy legitimate, reasonable gold. And you buy that with that intention, not some black market. Oh, I just stole this from that particular house on the hill. Here, I'll give it to you for 50% off. That does not work. That never get that. And this is why actually I just forgot. Wow. 11th house is actually also gold. 11th house is also gold. Why? And I'll get to that actually. I'll show you why. So then recognition, right? We got the award, right? You're a soldier, right? You're a hardworking, ruthless soldier, and you killed all the enemies, and then you get the Medal of Honor. That's an award. That's 11th house. Recognition simply means that when you do your karma, whether it's good or bad, it's going to find some light. It's going to gain some light, gains. And this is why second house represents fame. Second house from your ascendant represents fame. This is why second from the 10th house is the fame of your karma. Whatever karma you do, you're going to get fame. The houses of fame are first, second, 5th, 7th, and 11th. Including 10th house. Because 10th house is the house where sun is the brightest. So obviously it's going to give you fame. But 11th house is actually even more higher than the 10th house. 10th house is your position. 11th house is the gain of a new position. And 11th house represents your children as well. As much as you may think children are 5th and 9th house, your children are 11th house. Why? I'll get to that too. Don't worry about it. Just on the surface level, 11th house is a house of committees, large organizations. So when you walk into the door of your corporation, whether it's Tata, Tech Mahindra, Bain and Company, McKinsey and Company, you're opening the door and You're going in that, you're in an organization now, you're in the 11th house now. And let's say you hate everybody in your organization, and you feel like they hate you. You feel like they're always coming after you, they don't like you. Well, look at how your 11th house is, especially not just from the ascendant, but look at the 11th house from Arudha Lagna. 11th from the Arudha Lagna will actually show in reality, like, okay, what is it that people are thinking of you, or what do you think of people in a large organization? If malefics are aspecting from the Arudha, really not gonna care for being in a organized way, organized things. You want to be just doing creative things on your own. So that's 11th house. Now, 11th house represents the fame and reputation of your family and lineage. The family that you grew up in, what do people think of that family? Are they good? Are they bad? Are they geniuses? Are they artistic? Are they dumb? Are they stupid? Are they miserable? Are they needy, greedy? What are they? That's what the 11th house represents. 11th house represents the religious and spiritual beliefs of and the dharma of your younger sibling. Religious beliefs of your neighbors. Just test it on yourself right now. Whatever dasha you're going through right now, as in Mahadasha, Vimshotri Dasha, look 11th from that Vimshotri Dasha. Whatever planets are there will show the belief system and the religious belief system of the community that you're currently living in. So let's say you move from Tamil Nadu to Gurgaon. Well, now it's a brand new community, right? You just entered your Ketu Dasha. Look 11th from Ketu. It'll show you. From the birth itself, from the ascendant, it'll show overall what your how the education is, how the dharma is, how the religious spiritual beliefs are of your younger sibling, how the relationship of your younger sibling will be with the father. That's the 11th house. So especially, let's say you got Saturn transiting your 11th house. Younger sibling will have some very cold relations with the father during that time period. Then it'll also represent pilgrimage, the type of pilgrimage or religious beliefs, religious travels that your younger sibling will do. 11th house also represents death, rebirth, and transformation of your mother and of your home. Let's say you're renovating your home. Okay. So let's say any planet, let's say just Saturn. Saturn is, in the 11th house right now in the sign of Sagittarius for Aquarius ascendant person. Such people can actually suddenly go through a transformation within the home or with the mother. Mother may want to change her jobs. Mother may want to, redecorate the house, redo the house. But also what Saturn will do actually transiting, it'll stop all the sudden events from happening because it's in the 8th from the 4th house. But regardless of the transit, it represents death and rebirth, joint assets of the mother, meaning it shows joint assets with your father. It shows the occultic and mystical beliefs of your mother. So if you want to see if somebody's mother is a very mystical person, like somebody who believes in astrology and occult and mysticism, look at the 8th from the 4th house. If it's damaged, they will be like one of those cynical people. Like, oh God, all this crap of occult, please. Just pick up a science book. That's what they say. And then we also see that 11th house represents the spouse of your children, the spouse of your firstborn, not just your children in general. Because look, you can have 4 kids, and all 4 of your son-in-laws and daughter-in-laws will be completely different from each other, as they always are. So it represents a spouse of your first first child. Sixth house or 11th house will also represents exotic animals, wild animals. You know, we have our pets, dogs, cats, ferrets, birds, okay, mongoose, snakes. Actually, snake is a pet, but the thing is, 11th house represents like cobra. If like, what is it called? Bernese mountain snake, like one of those pet snakes, non-venomous. But Bernese python, sorry. Um, 11th house represents tigers and wild bears and grizzlies and rhinoceros and whatnot. 11th house represents Red Cross, Blue Shield. It represents UN, NGO, like big non-profit organization company, which is pretty much all about profit. So that's what 11th house represents. 11th house represents victory over enemies, gains through enemies. 11th house represents children. Okay. I was telling you I was going to come back to it, right? And then I was going to come back to the gold thing. So 11th house represents children. Why? Because 7th house is your spouse. 7th house is your spouse, your husband or wife. 5th from the 7th house is the children of your spouse, which means they're your children. This is why certain transits in the 11th house can trigger birth of children or like conceiving a child. Simple. This is why 11th house also represents speculation, speculative gains. Then why does 11th house represents gold? What is the logical reason behind gold? How do you mine gold? You have to dig deep, right into the ground, find gold. Well, what represents the mines? What represents the deep hole, the darker places? 8th house. 11th house is fourth from the 8th house, meaning the karma of the 8th house. So whatever you are digging into the 8th house, what is stored inside? It's gems, petroleum, oil, gold. Every one of these things are represented by the 11th house as well, because it represents the karmic storage of the 8th house. Will you ever find gold? Will you ever find treasure? See, when you ask that question, will I ever find some treasure? Will I ever find some, gems and diamonds and gold? Look at the 11th house. It shows. Is there a planet that will stop it or no? So that is the 11th house. The 11th house represents the younger siblings of your father. Represents, your father's relationship with neighbors, father's communication style, father's skills, father's ego. And this 11th house, like I was telling you, represents recognition, achievements, awards, gain through your, karmas, gain through your work environment. 11th house is elder siblings. Somebody elder than you is 11th house. Your professional network circles are 11th house. Your senior bosses are 11th house. 11th household represents foreign lands, foreign places. 11th house, as much as it represents large organization, also represents isolation. It represents lonely places. It also represents collective consciousness. If 12th house is one consciousness, single consciousness, 11th house is collective consciousness. So this is how you study and understand the 11th house. Yeah. And especially like the way to see it, look, don't even believe me on this. Stop just listening to me. Whatever planets are transiting the major planets like Rahu, Ketu, Saturn, Jupiter, right? Just take these 4 planets. Wherever they're transiting in your horoscope, okay? I know I have not covered the 12th house, but I'm pretty sure for most of you, all of you, up to the 11th house, you'll be able to see that if Jupiter is transiting my 6th house, what is affected? What is being affected with one of my family members? Call them up. Say, hey, is this happening to you at all? Don't just take my word for it. I mean, that doesn't make any sense. All people. So Saturn's transiting the 9th house. Know what's happening. Call your mother. See what's happening. Watch my video and then call them. That's it, and then you'll get your answer. Now, will it exactly do it? No, because you don't know what dasha your mother or father is going to, but it will bring in some surface issue related to the house. Whether Saturn is transiting the 8th house or 9th house or the 4th house in your chart. Yeah. So, oh my God, I need more coffee. I want to fall asleep, and I have to be up another 45 minutes. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. So anyway, just remember, Monday is that awesome day, and then all of the regular videos will come. But then 2018, man, I can't wait. That's where I'm gonna be just I'm gonna be traveling and taking photographs. Like, let's say I might go to Asheville. I might meet up with Ryan. I might go, Dallas and meet Joni and Togi and maybe do some photography with them, giving the clue on the nakshatra. So I don't know what else. I don't know what will come, but a lot of things are gonna be coming. So anyway, guys, we will see you later. Bye bye. Oh, and by the way, oh, what was I gonna say? Well, you know what? No, no, no. I'll announce it. I'll announce that part. I'm still working on this one other thing. I'll announce it once I get the confirmation from this one other. So anyway, if you're new to my channel, subscribe below, and also tomorrow on my website at astrologycares.com, I might open up a new reading for Dwaradamsa chart, the D12 chart. So reading your DNA chart, the D12. I don't know how much work I want on myself because I know I'm gonna be swamped once I do that. So I just have to see. I have to think tonight. And maybe from the airport, I'll just activate it for a couple of hours. But man, all you need is birth chart, Davamsha, and Dwaradamsha. And you're good. You're done. That's the entire astrology for you. So anyway, see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.